Hello there, and welcome back for another lesson video. In this one, we are looking at number patterns. You will need a calculator on this one. And if you turn to a blank page in your notebook, just put the title Number Patterns, and we're starting with this memory piece. This is piece number 19 from your kit. There's really nothing to memorize here. There's no door to lift up. This piece you just glue down. I didn't want you to have to draw this thing. But I see this question. I have seen it many times on math tests, and I wanted to show you how this one works. This is called Pascal's triangle. And because it is a common test question, I thought I'll just show you how to do it in case you ever find Pascal's triangle. So let's take a look at this. We're looking at number patterns, and I want you to remember your rules for building up and breaking down. Remember, if you're building up, that will be addition or multiplication. If you are breaking down, it will be division or subtraction. So remember those key points, and that will help you with these number patterns. We're going to do lots of them. So let's take a look at this first one. I just pulled this off the internet. I've seen it with many more rows than this, and I've seen it with fewer rows than this. This one is pretty long, so it will take us just a little bit of time to get this one done. But I want to first call your attention to the edges, the ones. If you look at these numbers coming down the sides of the pyramid or the triangle, they are ones. And that's happening on both sides of the triangle. So we can go ahead and fill in those outer rows, outer boxes, with ones. Just bring the ones on down on both sides. And that will always be true with Pascal's triangle. You'll have ones down the sides. And then let's find the number 2, and let's start down from there. 2, 3, 4, 5. These are consecutive numbers, and that's happening on both sides of the triangle. So let's go ahead and continue that consecutive numbering. 8, we would have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And if the rows continued, you just keep going with that. It's going to mirror over on this side. So you have the ones, and then that next row in the next triangle inside is just consecutive numbering. Then we have to focus on this 6, because then the pattern gets a little bit harder to see. How are you going to find, if you go from 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, there is a pattern there if you think about it, but I'm not going to delve into that. Excuse me. I'm going to show you another way to get your numbers, and I need to zoom in here on that 6. Now looking at that picture, I see where the 6 is coming from. I'm building up, so if I add 3 and 3, I get the 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So let's see if that works in the next set of numbers. 3 plus 1 is 4. Sure enough, that does work. What about 2 plus 1? So 2 plus 1 gives me 3. 1 plus 2 gives me 3. So that is the key to Pascal's triangle. If you add the two numbers side by side, your answer will go in the cell below. 4 plus 6 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. Here is 10 and 10. That gives us 20. Here is 15 and 20. That gives us 35. So knowing that rule, we can finish the rest of our problems here. So let's use a calculator. We're going to type in, if you need to, 8 plus 28, and that is 36. And I know, because it's Pascal's triangle, that will duplicate over here. There's 8 and 28 again. So go ahead and put it in on this side as well. Okay, let's do 56 and 28. So add those together. 56 plus 28, and I'm using my calculator, that is 84. So 84 here. We'll also put it over here because it's the same set of digits. Then 56 plus 70 is 126, and that will go in right here as well. So that row is filled in. Okay, to get this cell, we need to add 9 and 36. 9 plus 36 is 45, and that also sits over here. 84 and 36 will be 120, so put that one in twice. Then 84 and 126 is 210, put that in twice. And then 126 times 2 is 252. And that one just goes in once. Okay, 10 and 45, that's 55. Then 120 plus 45 is 165. Then 120 and 210 make 330. 252 plus 210 is 462, and that one goes in twice. So every other row you have a duplicated number. 462, 126, 35. So I would expect in the next row that number would not be duplicated in the middle. There are all kinds of patterns here. 55 and 11 make 66. That one goes in twice. Then 55 and 165 make 220. That will go in twice. 165 and 330 make 495, and that will go in twice. 330 and 462 is 792, and that's also over here. And then 462 times 2 is 924. Okay, row 13. I have 220 plus 66. That is 286, and I've actually skipped one. We need that 66 plus 12 in that first slot. Sorry about that. That's 78, and that will be duplicated. So will the 286. Then 220 and 495 will be 715, and that is duplicated over here. 792 and 495 are 1287, and that would be over here as well. Then 924 and 792, 1760. 16. And that gets duplicated. 78 plus 13 is 91. 286 plus 78 is 364. 286 plus 715, 1001. Be careful when we get on these longer rows. They're a little bit easier to get tripped up on. This would be 2002. Then 1716 plus 1287. There's a pattern emerging right here, 3003. What do you think? Maybe the next one, I don't know. 1716 times 2 is 3432. And then the final row, we have 91 plus 14. 364 plus 91. 1001 plus 364. 2002 plus 1001. 2002 plus 3003. And then 3003 plus 3432, and that one gets duplicated. So we have finished our triangle. Again, I've seen these longer than 15 rows. I've seen them much shorter than 15 rows. I've seen test questions where they will do this to you. They will leave a space open and ask you what goes there. Like there will be an empty space and you have to figure out what fits in there. Lots of different ways to ask questions about Pascal's triangle. But if you see this one on a test, that's the secret. That's how it works. In this clip, I'm going to show you how to solve the Fibonacci sequence. This is a very famous number pattern. I've seen it on tests a lot. I've seen it on science tests a lot because this growth pattern is very common in nature. Different, like a sunflower, can follow this pattern of growth. So the Fibonacci sequence is common on math tests, it's common on science tests. And we'll have to write the first few numbers. I want you just to write these with me. We're going to start with 0, and then 1, and then 1 again, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. And then I want you to put 4 blanks. If we were in algebra class, we could use letters here, X, Y, A, B, whatever we wanted to do. But we're just going to put blanks there. And we're going to see if we can figure out what those should be. I also want you to put the 3 dots, that's called an ellipsis, to show that the pattern continues on forever to infinity. So let's think about this just a minute and try to figure out how this set of numbers is growing. Now they're growing, they're building up. So I'm looking for either an addition pattern or a multiplication pattern. And here's the way this works. You take 2 numbers, you add them together to get this number. So 0 plus 1 is 1. This is similar to Pascal, only we're working in a line instead of in a triangle. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 8 plus 13 is, and we have to fill that one in. So whatever the sum right there is, it's going to fill in this blank. 8 plus 13, use your calculator if you need it, that is 21. So then we're going to say 13 plus 21, and that will give me the next number in the sequence. So that one is going to be 4 and 3, 34. 21 plus 34 will give me the next number in the sequence. And I'll change colors on these so we can keep them straight. Sorry, I don't know what happens when that happens. It just disappears. So I'm hitting something that I don't mean to hit. I'm sorry. 21 plus 34 is going to be 55. And then 34 and 55 get added together to give me that last number, and that's going to be 89. So the missing numbers, we've found them. You could continue that sequence as long as you wanted to. But if you encounter the Fibonacci sequence on a test, it's similar to Pascal, where you add the two numbers before to get the third number. Okay, we will be looking at practice number 35, where we will be doing a lot more of these number patterns. So if you like these, you will like practice 35. If you don't like these, we'll get through it. Some people love them, I personally do, but some people don't. So I understand that it may not be your favorite thing. But we'll get through the lesson, we'll get through the practice, and hopefully you'll get through the test if you see these. So I'll see you soon for the practice video. Bring your calculator. Have a good day. Bye-bye.